how the different areas of the brain respond uniquely to injury and treatment. And if you want to give an overview of, kind of the different regions of the brain too, I think that'd be really helpful for our listeners.
Sure, thank you. So what we've learned about the different regional responses in the brain will vary depending on injury types, depending on people, depending on demographics, and so on. But I just wanted to start with that overview that my background, my expertise is more in closed head injury and traumatic brain injury in that sense. Now, clinically, as you've kind of hinted at, we tend to look at the brain as sort of one organ in one entity, and we'll come on to some reasons about that. But my own research, and much research subsequent to that from others, has demonstrated that the brain is made up of many different moving parts. It looks like one homogeneous entity, but actually there are many different areas that have different roles and responsibilities. And what happens is that different areas of the brain talk to one another through a process called connectivity, and there's signaling between these different areas of the brain. Now, what we notice in brain injury is that if, for example, you have in a closed head injury, you have an impact to one area of the brain, and that creates a contusion, if you like, or a bruise in that location. Different areas near that will respond differently subsequently. For example, the area itself may be very damaged and unable to form any sort of recovery. But what my research and other research has shown is that areas surrounding that region, in, for example, the cortex or the cerebral hemispheres, may respond by increasing blood flow or blood volume to that area, almost in a bid to try and aid recovery. And we see this both acutely and in the long term as well. Now, in addition, those areas of the brain surrounding the site of injury might also demonstrate an increase in vascularity, i.e. new blood vessels may come along and try and help in the recovery process as well. Now, interestingly, if we look beyond the area where the injury has occurred and we look to perhaps deeper brain structures, for example, one named the thalamus is an area of the brain that's responsible for many different functions, kind of thought of as the central processing unit of the brain. When we look at the thalamus response after closed head injury, we can see that, again, there are many studies on this, not just my own research, that the thalamus will undergo a degree of neurodegeneration, even though it's very far removed from the site of injury. And this is fascinating. And there's a lot of reasons to speculate why this might happen. For example, we think that the thalamus, or the deep structures in the brain that are really important for the fundamental activity of the brain, they may change because they are, of course, connected. There will be these long connections of the brain cells from the deep structures to the higher structures.